The BVI Ports Authority is offering investment opportunities to BVI landers to purchase shares in Tortola Pier Park and earn dividends. Officials from the BVI Ports Authority held meetings with residents on Tortola and Virgin Gorda to explain the public offering, which was opened on October 13th. The total development cost of the cruise pier expansion project is $57 million. BVI Ports Authority has secured a $35 million loan and is offering $16.5 million to the public for investment. The offering is the first series of preference shares for investment in the landside development in Tortola Pier Park.
So there's a loan funding component of $35 million that we've been able to attain through CIBC. And then we are raising $16.5 million in the public offering that which Clarence will speak to in some detail on tonight. So it's those two figures coming together. It's the 35 plus the 16 in which we hope to have what will in fact be our budget. What we want BVI landers to hear us say, and what we want them to understand has been set foundationally, is that it provides for them an opportunity, one, that they can become a tenant, a business owner on this pier park. Two, that they can invest in the very product where they are leasing and being a businessman or woman from. And so there are at least two opportunities in there to own a piece of the rock that you are doing business on, make a return on that investment through your ownership, your preference share ownership, as well as you are pursuing your dream and fulfilling your ambition and having a business in your country.
As an entrepreneur.
And we do not want people to miss that. This is the grandest opportunity. You and I came along a little later, and we didn't have a chance to own, a lot on Wakeham's Key. This is an opportunity, be it for 7 years or 10 years or 15 years. You have a chance to own a piece of the rock, and you have a chance to operate your business from that very same rock.
The offering is being done through a special purpose vehicle, or SPV, with the sole purpose of financing the landside development. Proceeds from the $16.5 million shares from the public offering will be used to help with the development, which will be managed by the BVI Ports Authority along with an advisory board. The public offering is only open to BVI landers and is offered in 3 classes at incomparable rates of return.
The total offering, like I mentioned earlier, is $16.5 million. It's broken down into 3 classes of shares. Class A, which is 3 million of Class A shares paying a dividend of 5.75% for a period of 7 years. There's Class B of 3.5 million shares at 6.75% in dividends for a period of 10 years. And the last class is Class C, which is 10 million shares at 8.45% over a period of 10 years, over a period of 15 years, sorry, for the total of
so the longer you leave the money and
the higher the dividend
payment.
There's a minimum investment of $5,000 for any class of shares. Let me go back and say that each class has the same value in terms of $1 per share. So it doesn't matter whether it's A, B, or C, it's still $1 per share at a minimum of $5,000. So $5,000 gets you an interest in either A, B, or C, depending on your profile. So for the full 10-year period, a $10,000 investment will draw you roughly $16,800.
So you're going to make about $6,000 for the 10-year period?
Over the 10-year period.
Over the 10-year period. Okay. How does that compare to put in that same amount of money, that $10,000 in a CD in the bank? The CD is the highest interest we getting in the bank now, right?
Right now in the territory, the highest we have seen based on our research is roughly 1.3%. So if you look at a CD over the same period, and there's one thing I need to clarify, assuming a single payment strategy, meaning that in most CDs in the bank, they are based on compound interest where they continue accumulating and roll over. But if you're comparing apples and apples and you're saying you're using the same single payment, because under the deal, you will receive your dividend check every year. You may decide on a CD, however, to constantly roll it over. But with the rate at 1.3%, assuming that the rate stays constant over the 10-year period, you will receive $130 per year, comparing with $675 coming. So over the 10-year period, you would have received $16,806 on the Pier Park offering, but you would have only received $11,310 on a CD.
So you would have made $5,000
An
more.
investment in the Pier Park will earn you roughly $5,500 more than leaving the money on a certificate.
Shares are already being sold, but according to Clarence Faulkner, it is not for everyone. Faulkner will meet with persons who are interested in investing in Tortola Pier Park to ensure that they understand how the investment works, as well as the benefits and risks. But investors can be confident about their investment in the development. Managing Director at the BVI Ports Authority, Claude Klein, said there will be constant income through the expected increase in passengers and rent from tenants. He also assured that the project is being backed by the BVI government.
The financial model as it currently stands for the SPV shows the rental leases, the rental revenue stream as more than sufficient to honor that commitment to public offering. But here's a good thing that the investor should know. At the end of the day, TPPL is owned by BVIPA. BVIPA is singularly and solely owned by the central government. And it doesn't matter who the government of the day is. On a matter of this magnitude that affects tourism, this project under no circumstances will ever be allowed to fail. Because if it ever fails for any reason, you are in essence will be shutting down the largest segment of your tourism part of the cruise, the growing segment of your tourism project, cruise tourism. So I set it out there in the practical term for persons to understand in terms of, we can't use words like security and guarantee. We can't do that. But what persons need to know in terms of how the protocols, how things are laid out, is that the TPPL, which is just a SPV, a vehicle that helps bring the offering, the BVIPA at the day will honor its commitment. It has a history of doing so, will continue to do so. And if just there should be some Armageddon, something just beyond our control, it's backed by the government. You have to remember that $35 million is a guarantee by the government of the British Virgin Islands, signed off by the United Kingdom government. This is not just, again, to use the word, some mom and pop fiasco. This is serious and real business, and where you can be comfortable and be confident about investing in this development, because at the end of the day, the BVIPA and central government, according to statute and act, is responsible for making this thing a tremendous success.
According to Klein, the cruise pier and landside development offers opportunities in either becoming an investor through the special purpose vehicle, owning a business at Tortola Pier Park, or creating an ancillary business that add value to BVI cruise tourism. He said the cruise pier is 55% complete with over 100 piles already driven, and foundation work has already started on 2 of the buildings. Cruise tourism in the BVI is expected to grow through the cruise pier development, with an anticipated 650,000 cruise passengers for the 2015-2016 season, and those figures are expected to increase to 750,000 in 2 years. In addition, for the first time in history, cruise ships will be visiting the BVI every week throughout the year.